Saba, who I mean, it's not really a secret anymore. It's Gorgora's VA is behind Saba, so she's redebuting as her. She's already reached 1 million subscribers, and it's making her haters all the more seeth more. And that's all I've been seeing on my timeline for the past couple days. Literally living rent-free in people's head. There's a lot of people that are upset. There's been like she's making mainstream media articles too. As you can see, she has already 1.12 million subscribers and almost 3 million views on her debut already, and it's happened just 4 days ago. So most of these people are pretty upset because well, surprise, she turned out she has a loli model, but she always had she's always had a loli model, so I'm not sure why that's a surprise. This tweet says, the performer for Gargora, the third highest ranking English-speaking VTuber, has debuted her new indie character, Saba. This is the design. The art on the left is official art she used to promote her stream, featuring a crab doing the ooh child tummy erotic meme. This is the image, which he finds erotic or has an erotic meaning to it. And this is the tummy. Oh my god. The tummy is... Cover your eyes, guys. The stream is now 18 plus. And it's really funny because we have like all the usual haters going back and popping in the replies. Like there's even Brittany Venti, which I don't know if you guys have seen my Gargora video, but I could literally redo the Gargora video, but with Saba, and it almost would be a one-to-one video. So back then, when Gargora first debuted, like 5 years ago, Brittany Venti was one of her first haters. And now she's in the replies of that post I just showed saying, remembering how Hololive tried to copy strike my video criticizing her for promoting cartoon CP, such as retweeting pics of her avatar in kindergarten clothes and upskirt shots and softcore porn, etc. Glad others are speaking up on it now. Yeah, Gargora has often retweeted fan art of herself, even fan art that some people considered like, I don't know, like having like her toes in the forefront. They find that like too sexual because her model is a loli. And the kindergarten clothes, I haven't seen that one, but I know Venti has always been upset about this. And funnily enough, I thought Brittany Venti had like wiped all of her socials and her YouTube channel and had quit social media and the online world to find a husband, but now she's back just to dunk on Gura, I guess. This was back then. She made that post saying, predators and porn addicts are extremely butthurt that I made this video. Make sure you like it and share to piss off the coomers and predators. They are raiding and dislike brigading. And in her video that is now deleted, but I've got some clips, she basically says that like all of Gora's fan base are PDF files and they're just like trying to coom to her.
There is something called Hololive now that they do in English. They have little lollies, prepubescent girls on YouTube, and my first impression of it was, oh, is this like a child show? Is this a kids show? Like kids can see it, kind of like Dora the Explorer, and like interact with it. Then I come to find out, no, actually the chat is full of 40-year-old men getting off to the depiction of a 9-year-old.
This is the same 40-year-old man getting off to the depiction of a 9-year-old. I don't know if it's 9-year-old. She also said that Iron Mouse was faking her illness, so she's kind of crazy. I think there's another clip of her.
Anti-sexualization of minors makes me a SJW, then call me Anita Policeman, because these lolicons should not be on the internet openly promoting pedophilia through some loophole of where they'll say, oh, actually this depiction of a 7-year-old child, they're actually like 1,000 years old, so it's fine. No, you are still masturbating to children. Get it through your heads, because you're a fucking monster.
So that's Venti for you. I think she's just a rage baiter. She just always has like these contrarian opinions, but she somehow has a big fan base. And somebody replied to that Venti tweet saying, oh, hey, Venti, do you remember when you used to have a loli avatar for your streams? Do you remember when you were being creepy with children and stream for fun? Do you remember when you sent pictures of your underage self to men in DMs to try and trap them? And there's no proof of that third accusation, by the way. But this is the model she used to use, apparently. And this clip I've seen a few seconds of it. It's a little disturbing.
Okay.
Hello. Yo, what's up?
Sorry, I was just adjusting my my Miss Father collar. After you said that you were a child. Okay, so what did you come here to get rubbed? I mean, confess today.
Ew. Yo, bro, what the fuck? Why did she say that?
Hello, my child.
Like,
my very cute child.
I'm triggered.
actually weirdo behavior.
You like that anime? I have a lot of anime back in my house. Not at God's house, but at my house.
Oh.
Yeah. Why
Yeah,
is this so
God
creepy?
created anime. So I don't believe that children can sin, but would you like to confess your sins anyway? My child, don't be afraid of God. He's here for you. But not when I'm done
Yes.
with you. Yes, continue.
My Lord and Savior.
I think that you sin by...
Okay, I think we've seen enough. Gross. Now some people have been debating whether or not like the model that person showed was Shibi or Loli. That's another counter argument. But yeah, Venti is a weirdo. I think she should be more concerned about the actual stuff she's saying to children than the depiction of an adult voice actress that looks young. I mean, I feel like there's this like at the end of the day, Saba is an adult. And I think the line should just end there. So there was also a Dexerto article that came out, which also attracted a lot of attention on Saba. The VTuber once known as Gargara has revealed her new character Saba. Her debut stream as a new VTuber has almost 200k live viewers. And it's true, it got like 200k live viewers. It was a tremendous success. Some people were trying to community note the Dexerto article, mostly because they were saying that, oh, Gargara has never actually, you know, said that she is Saba. There's no evidence to this. And they were kind of offended that Dexerto drew such a strong link between the two. But at the end of the day, it's kind of like an open secret. Like, everybody knows. So I think the community note didn't pass because people were like, just take it to the comment. This is not community noteworthy. So this person says, hot take, I suppose, but there's nothing wrong with this VTuber design, and the VTuber isn't doing anything wrong with it. Then there's some other people saying, I see so many people defending lolicons and people like Saba's model. Can we not normalize finding a child's body sexually attractive? Like, Saba's model is not a petite woman. It looks like a child. If you find it hot, you are a weirdo and seek help. I don't know. I don't see, is this just me? But I don't watch Saba's model and I'm like, oh my god, this is a child. That's not the first thing my mind jumps to. I just find it cute. Now, this person replies to that poster saying, you have multiple Pippa cosplays. Your Insta PFP is her, and you say this as if your goat is an open massive lolicon who has done lolly reviews. You've even done Metamorphosis cosplays, the hentai about a 15-year-old girl. Massive VTuber and anime fan who has never actually viewed the content they like. I assume this person has changed their PFP after. This person is, rage baiting the lollies, milking the weirdo lolly enjoyers. Just got back from the store, grabbed some supplies for the lolly defenders. There's this Reddit thread saying, when the random e-celeb you dislike for just being dumb and annoying and unfunny finally is outed for a legitimate reason to dislike them. Outed for what? She went from a lolly model to another lolly model. Gargara is one of the most open lolicon ever. Did you watch her streams with your ears plugged? This community can't go 1 second without some lolly discourse and equating drawings to actual children. True. Then there's Midas. He's like a Overwatch 2, pro or semi-pro. Who knows? Is there even tournament still going on in Overwatch? Is that game just dead? So Midas tweeted, hello, I'm a VTuber with no personality. Here is my VTuber model that looks like a 12-year-old. Everybody just kind of hates on her. Somebody else tweeted, I miss Gura, not this Lolibaiting. I feel like the other Gargara model looked more lolly than the new one. But that's just me. This is Kitsunero's thoughts on lollies and lolicons. I thought it'd be an interesting read. She says, lollies, oh boy, I know I'm about to enrage people from both sides of the argument. But since Saba's debut has started this argument again, I'm going to try to talk about lollies with nuance. So she says, first of all, I think lollies are cute, as well as, yes, separating fiction from reality is important. Now, my main thought here is that the term loli, especially in the West, has been watered down and no one can actually agree what a loli is. Some argue it's a body type, others argue it's a child. If you look up at the definition of loli, we'll say young girl or a young looking girl. At least that's what Google will tell us, and that's how the West defines it, I guess. Now I think there should be a distinction between characters that are representing children in age, looks, and behavior, like Anya from Spy X Family, Kana from Dragon Maid, and then characters that are short stacks, petite woman, like Rebecca from Cyberpunk and Edge Runner. There's people that will argue both of these are lollies, and I think including Rebecca is absolutely fine. She is hot, absolutely no argument there. But fantasizing about characters like Anya and Kana who act, think, talk, and behave like children is weird. We can all agree on sexualizing one is way weirder than the other, right? Yes, it's only fiction, and yes, fiction needs to be separated from reality, but why in the world would you be attracted to a character that is representing a child in looks, behavior, and age? I'm generally asking if you can explain beyond it's just fiction. I'm willing to hear you out. I grew up in the art community where it had always been a taboo to draw lollies in a not safe for work setting, as well as in the anime community where a common phrase would be don't loot the lolly. With that sentiment, it was drilled into my head that lollies are representing children. Now as an adult, yes, there's more nuance to it, but also yes, the term had been watered down too. Now to the topic of VTubers, I've seen people throw around the term lolibaiting. The heck is that even supposed to mean? Because it's the same people throwing around this term that can't even agree what a lolly is to begin with. Now, if there is a character, be it in anime or VTubing, that is representing the body of a child and acting lewd and being sexualized, yes, that's weird, and personally, I think it's disturbing. So I think Saba or even Gargura looked like a child representing a character? No. We all know age in anime style is bullshit. Look at Marin Kitagawa from My Dress Up Darling. She 100% represents an adult woman in body. And that is true, that the age in anime legit means nothing. Look at Jotaro Joestar from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. He's 17 but is built like 36. The person behind Saba and Gargura is an adult, using an avatar that does not represent a child, but just falls into the body type of loli. If you want to think that's weird, to loot her, sure, I can see where you are coming from, but don't go out demonizing others for doing it. I hope this was understandable. English is not my first language, and, well, bring the pitchfork, I guess. Well, loli is derived from a novel in the 60s from a character named Lola. I think like Westerners really harp on that point, but the truth of the matter is that Lolita is not... The definition of loli in West is totally different than the one in the East. And since we are talking about VTubers who are born from Japanese anime, it's totally different. Like loli doesn't mean the Lolita that comes from that novel. Like, Lolita in that novel was literally an underage girl. Yeah, it's also a fashion. It's a pretty cool fashion. I really like Lolita fashion. At the end of the day, I feel like the Saba hate is, well, it's a little similar to the Iron Mouse hate. Like, she gets hated by normies whenever she does something that's very popular. So, now we have another, recurring actor coming into the story, which is Anna Valens, who has been complaining because of VLR again. Journalism is when you bellyache about lollies and VTubing while displaying no hesitation before going into virtual spaces filled with actual kids to indulge in fetishistic play. Your boos mean nothing. We've seen what makes you cheer. This is about an article where she wanted to play Fall Guys with a sex toy or something. So Valens has also been outspoken on the topic of Saba. She says, if Saba lolibates, I'm out. So I suppose this means if like she makes a sexual joke, like I guess you're not allowed to make a sexual joke if you have a loli model, because that would mean lolibaiting, even though you're an adult. And she says, I will be sad at the squandered potential. If VLR keeps up with the loli AV tubing, I will be sad. Why can't this industry avoid sexualizing characters that look like children? She's also made another tweet, QRTing, I think, a member of VLR's New Gen, who's made a tweet about chicken nuggets saying, do you prefer your chicken nuggets circumcised or uncircumcised? And she QRT'd that, saying another Gen 2 talent also made a nugget joke about the VTuber in question. And this account is like, leave her alone. Leave them all alone. They all just debuted yesterday. They're stressed enough as is. If you get offended by the nugget joke, you're a tourist. Simple as. And expert claim here that he's going to dissect her next Vice shit piece after they attempt to initiate Nugget Gate, talking about that tweet she made. And she started saying, I'm literally writing an article as we speak. However, the article is actually not a Saba. I think she was just baiting here. I think she wrote an article on Tomoe or some other game. Okay, so this VTuber called Nerlena tweets, regardless of your opinion, that VTuber has always been a lolicon, including when she was under Covercore. Y'all cannot be switching up this easily and jumping on the hate bandwagon when y'all were heavy on that dick riding during her heights of fame. Anna responds, I feel like people like her in a way that's misconstrued for loli support. But if she is actively lolibaiting as an indie, that's going to blow up in the English VTubing's face. Why is Anna just barges in to the medium and already knows what is best for everybody? She knows everything. She can predict the future. It's so condescending. No matter how popular it gets in English VTubing, it's not popular outside of English VTubing. People think it's weird. I can already see the takes that have over 100k likes, 1 million views saying we all act like this. Anna responds, if she lolibaits, it's just not going to play well with people over time. People who love loli are very loud about it, but more people dislike it than like it. Even in VTubing, people just don't want the heat by saying it out loud. That's just the way it is. People move silently and let their voices be known. Loli ASMR, for example, bothers many ASMR artists. They just won't say it publicly to prevent harassment, and that's that. This stuff isn't sustainable. Remember when I pushed the loli question in April? Everyone panicked because it was considered a load-bearing issue for the whole industry, but it's one that's going to have to be addressed because people find it weird. She speaks for everybody. She's the voice of the people, I suppose. Addressed, but most likely largely brushed over, because this community doesn't really stand for anything, so. And then she responds, in the end, that people want is to be popular, liked, and make money, and that alone is not sustainable for a fledgling industry without a reputational hit. I think Aina will find that the VTubing industry will continue to grow and prosper for many years to come, according to financial analysis, but, you know, we should just take Anna Valen's prediction instead. Screw what professional thinks and experts. Screw all of that. I think Anna has the key to the future. Yeah, I have a feeling that at some point she's going to have to tone it down a ton for the sake of the whole industry. She was the face of VTubing. More eyes will be on her than on anyone else, including extremely critical ones, and I think she is aware of that. I'll happily watch her if she's just a cute girl doing cute things. If she's acting sus, I'm out. I think most people feel this way. Saba has also said that she looks very petite before. I think I included that clip in one of my videos, but I don't remember which one. But she said that when she went to the duties at the airport, she would often get questioned. People would think she's a minor, but she's actually just very small. It's weird seeing all these accounts pop up and, you know, leave their 2 cents on the Saba topic. There's also this Hancock account that is, it's like a league shitpost account. I actually see him tweet a bunch of memes from time to time. And he made this meme saying VTubers if PDF files didn't exist. Yeah, Hancock made this tweet. People did not like it. There was some proposed community note saying this user is a groomer and has a history of posting CSEM. Now I looked into it a little bit and it seems it's in regard to that reply. He responds to this guy named Splash here saying, I've seen what you replied to Nataori. She's a league streamer. Let's not act like you have any kind of moral high ground. And he replied this, leave me out of this. But this is an iFunny like meme picture that's been circulating on the internet for a while. So I don't think he's an actual PDF file. However, his account still got mass reported and suspended. So I guess you shouldn't have dunked on Saba and VTubers. There were 4.7 million that would disagree with this take. Now there are 1 million that would also disagree. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Why the hate? Yeah, I feel like if people didn't like, as if, like Anna Valen is saying, there's a lot of people that dislike lolis, they just won't say it. Well, Gargura had 4.7 million subscribers. Saba has already 1 million. She's on par to get them all back. Are you gonna say all these people dislike them? I don't think they care. Okay, we got some TikTok clips. Let's look at the first one.
Now, I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate
Oh
for
my
this one,
God.
so I am prepared. I am ready to be burned
It wasn't me who sped it up. It's actually sped up.
at the stake. 30% of VTuber models are lolibait. I will forever die on this hill. And people are just waking up with the new Gura model. I think that's her name, Gura. I don't really know. But I looked at it. That is just lolibait, bro. Like, let's call it what it is. That is not an adult female. All right, that is a kid. That is a kid. I didn't like her first model because her first model was also a kid. But this one is doing a little too much. It's a little too kiddie. It's a little too, in that area. And I would just like to say there are a lot of good VTubers that don't have this issue, that make good models, that have good models. But that 30%, I don't know how to feel about you guys. Because let's call it what it is. It is lolibait. Okay? It is not for the average consumer. It's for the guys that live in their mother's basement, greasy weirdos, right? It's for those people. And I just saw a video on it, and I went and I looked it up.
I guess I'm a greasy weirdo, guys.
And that's what really encouraged me to make this video, because VTubers are a cool genre. It is a really interesting genre. You can make your own character and stream as your own customizable character, right? Why are we lolibaiting with it? All right, I thought we all agreed that lollies were bad. I thought we all agreed that that was weird. All right, I thought that this was a common knowledge fact. Why are we normalizing it? This is not normal. And the fact is, if she continues to get support for this, it's gonna get even worse. That 30% is gonna grow. So that's my take on it. Don't hate me too much, but yeah.
What's with all these VTubers debuting new models that look like children when originally they were models had like triple G cup tits and a fat ass? Now you got double A's, no ass, and a tiny little voice like this. You sound stupid.
Okay. Well, that's her actual voice. Well, she's speaking with her real voice and she sounds stupid too.
Gargoyle's old Evenstar looked like at least like a child. This one looks like a baby. I don't like either
Wait, the old model looked like a child, this one looks like a baby? Have you seen a baby? Has this guy ever seen a baby? I don't think he has. Wait, she looks like a baby. Did he say Guargura? Wait, did he?
Gargoyle's old
Oh, he did! He said Guargura.
Evenstar looked like at least like a child. This one looks like a baby. I don't like either of them. But this one is considerably worse than her last one. I looked up on the wiki, the new avatar's height is 35 centimeters.
What? 35 centimeters?
Let me know what y'all think.
She's a smurf. No, it's 35 centimeters. She's very small. But as if that, like, it's so exaggerated. It's so exaggerated. She put 35 centimeters and they're seething about it. It's like if you're mad that the Smurfs and Smurfettes were like 3 apples tall.
Am I the only one that's noticing that some VTuber models, especially some very, very popular ones like Gargora and then the new one that she has, look eerily close to children? Like, very, very, very on the line with what a little kid would look like, except it's not a little kid because it's actually a grown woman behind said model. Yeah, I don't know. I started thinking about it, and I'm going to pick and choose my words very carefully when I describe this, because I don't want the VTuber fans to skin me alive. But, correct me if I'm wrong, these models are supposed to emulate a very young girl. A girl who might not exactly be of age. Maybe she's not 18, but maybe according to the VTuber lore, she's a 2,000-year-old demon goddess who has been around the earth longer than we have. Sure, okay. I'm not really going to hate on VTubers, because if that's what you like and you're not hurting anyone, then what am I going to do? I don't care. Do what you want to do in your free time. I might not do that myself, but sure. I think it starts to get a little bit concerning when these fans are flocking to these VTubers that have very, very young looking models. And when you hear their voice, it sounds like it's a very, very young person. And obviously, they're playing it up. It's part of the bit. It's part of the job to sound like that.
I actually think she sounds like that. She's not playing it up.
But I feel like it's a little bit telling about the fans more so than it is the creator itself, because there wouldn't be a market for it if there weren't people that were supporting it. And why these people feel this urge, this burning need to go watch someone pretend to be a little anime girl on a live stream, it makes me wonder. Also, you can make fun of Kaisa Nat fans all you want and how they're corny and they're spamming.
I mean, it's cute. It's like watching an anime.
W's in offline chat. At least Kaisa Nat is a real person. Like, this is just someone pretending to be a little anime girl. And I feel like there's levels to this shit. And like Kaisa Nat fans, I put them like up here, and then people that thirst over little anime girls. Look, I'm not saying that those models are lolibait that cater to predators, and I'm not saying that fans of those models are lolicons. But if you have a shoe, and it is a shoe that was tailor-made to you, it is the perfect size for you to use, what do you do with this shoe? Do you wear it?
Bro, shut up. This is like people that were freaking out because Pippa said she was 3. These people have never seen Otsuka Ray. Oh, true. I like the contrarian rage bait. Makes me want to click on this guy's stuff. This guy's wearing a robe like he's Hugh Jenner? You know that dude from Playboy? I mean, TikTok is also the place where a bunch of people hate on Iron Mouse from all people. How can you hate on Iron Mouse? I mean, this guy just seems like he doesn't really understand it. I think it is something that might be a little jarring looking from the outside if you're not immersed in the culture. I'm somebody that's always grown up around like anime, so I never really made the distinction, I think, between, you know, loli. Like, loli is supposed to be this sexual thing, like this bad thing, because I never saw it like that. I just always thought they were cute characters, you know? That's how I drew. That's how, like, even in high school, I was drawing anime characters. So the other thing that I'm thinking might play into these people's, like, thoughts is that there is, you know, there's a bunch of people have been talking about that. There's, like, the disappearance of teenage, and I think you can notice that if you just look around you. It's almost like children these days, they skip the part where they're growing up and they go straight to just acting like an adult. So maybe people are like weirded out. Yeah, like now there's no more, it's almost like there's a loss of innocence. It's like you're a kid and then you get into high school and then you immediately start dressing up and doing your hair and looking like a grown-ass person. It's weird. Yeah, they didn't grow up with cool fandom spaces, true. But it's probably the internet, TikTok culture, that whole like, you know, TikTok. Also, I'm seeing this more from a like feminine side or a woman's side, but I feel like TikTok pushing all these beauty gurus and stuff and like telling young girls that they need to buy these products. They need to get their face done like Kim Kardashian, so they look like they're 30 years old. Anyway, I kind of digress. So what do you guys think? I was once anti-loli, anti-shota, but I'd say around 20 I came to the realization that why should I care? At the end of the day, if I do that to flat woman, all I'm doing is infantilizing and body shaming. I mean, I think at the end of the day, you should not shame somebody for looking like a child. Hey, you! Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell button, and I'll see you in the next video.